Okay, so it sounds like exercise is a regular part of your routine,
Mm-hmm.
which is a good thing. The next question that I'd like to ask about that is, what time of day do you normally like to play football or exercise in other ways?
What time of day? Usually I just go. I like to exercise right after work.
Mm-hmm.
I know I forgot to put that in to when you asked me what my daily routine's like. So it's so regular for me now that so usually I like to go off of work, like straight after work. Probably be here for like an hour 15 at the most.
Mm-hmm.
And yep,
Okay, and what time do you get out of work?
I get out around
3 o'clock.
3:30.
Okay. Okay. One thing to keep in mind, it sounds as though, you know, you're exercising at a really good time of day. It's a regular part of your routine. But as I was saying, one thing to keep in mind is that sometimes if you exercise too close to the time that you're going to go to bed, so for example, like an hour or two before, it can actually increase that stimulation and make it harder for you to fall asleep. So, you know, that's just something to keep in mind as you're continuing with your exercise routine. Okay. The next thing that I'd like to talk about is life stressors. Is there any kind of stressor in your life that might be contributing to your inability to fall and stay asleep? Anything that's on your mind more than normal?
Yeah, I would say financial hardships.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about different ways to make some money, not necessarily get a new job or anything like that, but different avenues to kind of make some money. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is that something that you think about a lot as you're trying to fall asleep?
Yeah, it's always on my mind.
Okay. Okay. Have you ever thought about ways that you might be able to decrease that thought process or anything like that?
Pay the debt.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta pay the debt. That's the number one thing. I mean, that's the only way it's really gonna resolve that issue. Other than that, it's always gonna be on my mind.
Right, right, and that's certainly understandable. Have you ever talked to anybody about your financial hardships? Anybody who might be able to help you with that?
No, not really. Kind of on my own. So.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any friends, family members who you can kind of vent to about this kind of thing?
Nah, it's not really my style, though.
Okay. Okay. Sometimes what can help with the stressors that keep us awake at night is maybe either talking to another person, just kind of like how you're talking to me, or you know, finding some sort of support group or something like that. I don't know if that's anything that you would be interested in at any point.
I don't got time for that.
Okay. Okay, that's certainly understandable, and I wouldn't want to, you know, pressure you into doing something like that. Are there any other stressors in your life that, aside from finances?
No, I mean, it's all related to finances, I would say. Just different bills.
Yeah.
It's all related to finances.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
There was
So.
a point in time where, there was a point in time where, I almost lost my apartment a couple of times.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, and that can definitely be scary, especially when you have children to take care of.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, would you say that that's something that's causing a significant amount of stress, just in general for you?
Yeah, most definitely. The biggest.
Can you tell me any coping mechanisms that you might have, any ways that you kind of release stress when you feel
Working
it?
out. That's it. Working out, playing football. That's like my only time, me time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, one thing that I could recommend we do is meet up a few more times and talk not only about your sleep habits, but also maybe talk about some ways to learn some stress coping mechanisms. We can work on maybe like some breathing techniques, things to help you calm yourself down before you go to sleep.
Okay.
Is that something you'd be willing to try?
Yeah, I'm willing to try
in the future?
anything right now.
Okay.
Besides the medications, I'm not too
Yep.
big on the medications. I want to try, different ways to make it work before I go to taking any substances.
Right, and that's definitely understandable.
Yeah.
I know oftentimes people hesitate to put anything in their body that's not necessarily natural. Okay, so is there anything else that you'd like to talk about as far as this stuff goes?
Yeah.
Okay.
just came here to hear you out and see if there's anything that can help.
Okay. So far our plan is that we'll try to start cutting down on electronic use approximately an hour before sleep.
Okay. Yep.
And you'll come back a few more times and I'll help to guide you through some stress relief techniques that you can do easily on your own at home. Most likely breathing techniques and things like that that will help you to calm down before sleep.
About how long till the next time I see you?
Well, I would say approximately 2 weeks. Does that sound okay? So that will give you time to get used to implementing that new electronic use behavior.
Okay.
Okay, and then if nothing changes in 2 weeks, we can try new ideas, and we'll also begin to implement those stress relief techniques as well.
All right.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right, that sounds good. So I'm going to send you home with a few pamphlets about sleep hygiene, what it is, and some little behaviors that you might be able to change. The one recommendation that I have is if you try anything on the handout that we didn't discuss, so for example, if you see something that you think this might work for me, that isn't the electronic use, just let me know when you come back in a few weeks.
Yep.
Let me know how it worked for you.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else? Do you have any questions? Anything like that?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I will see you in 2 weeks, and we'll see how things are going.
Thank you. It's nice
Thank
meeting
you. Nice meeting you.